Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Ayuani. In this video, I want to tell you about tips and tricks to handle the problem in the workshop. Firstly, I want to tell you about the definition of workshop. What is workshop? Let's check it out.
What is a workshop? The workshop is an activity undertaken by a group of people with the same skills or profession and a profession to solve a problem, gain new insight and conduct a profound discussion for the development of certain issue. Then benefit from the workshop. The first is adding insight and skills, meet with experts in professional in their field, and as a networking event. The theme of problem in the workshop is about teaching children to use learning application from Android. Here are the problem of workshop. The first, the speakers' background are from IT. Second, the speakers are young and too fast in explaining the material. The third, all speaker is too fast in explaining the material. The fourth, the speaker loses the patience in repeating the explanation. And the last is the audience seems can't understand the explanation well. Tips and tricks to handle the speaker's background are from IT is that the speaker in the workshop must explain in detail about his expertise. Because the speaker is an IT expert, the speaker must really be able to make an audience aged 40 to 55 years understand the learning application that will be used in Android. Then, the role of the MC is also needed. Explain the background of the speaker such as reading the biography so that the audience feel confident about the workshop being held and has confidence in the speaker. The second problem is the speaker are young and too fast in explaining the material. Tips and tricks to handle it is that the speaker must know the audience profile more deeply beforehand by asking about trivial things, namely hobbies and etc. Then build closeness with the audience so that the speaker's way of thinking tends to be unidirectional. Then make the atmosphere comfortable so there is no awkwardness with each other. An MC must also be active and aware of the situation so that the MC is able to provide the direction to the audience. Second, the solution to overcoming the problem of a speaker who is too fast is that the speaker must know that the material present is addressed to senior teachers aged 40 to 55 years. Then, don't just use one method like the explanation. Use various ways to convey your message. For example, using video, discussion, or tutorial on how to use learning application so that the material can be conveyed properly to the audience. The third, all speaker is too fast in explaining the material. The tips and tricks to handle it. Here are the role of MC is needed in this case. The MC must be active and understand the situation. If the speaker delivers the material too fast, the MC must remind the speaker not to deliver the material too quickly by giving pause to the ice breaking so that audience doesn't get boring. Given that the audience is a senior teacher who is quite old and doesn't understand how to use learning application, then the solution is that the speaker must manage the time, the material to be delivered. Fourth, one speaker loses the patience in repeating the explanation. Tips and tricks to handle it is the speaker must evoke the atmosphere in the workshop by asking questions about the material present or giving ice breaking so that the atmosphere is conducive and not boring. The speaker must be able to dilate the atmosphere. For example, not monotone or full material, but interspersed with humor for a moment. And the speaker must be able to understand the different background of his audience and be able to adapt it to them. The last problem is about the audience can't understand the explanation well. Factors that affect the audience not understanding the material well are the audience feeling bored and sleepy, so that audience focus on the material is reduced and weakened. As the MC, tips and tricks to handle them is as speaker, don't just stay in one position when explaining the material. It is important to keep moving from one place to another as long as the speaker is presenting the presentation material in front of many people. Then, audience focus will increase as the speaker moves rather than settling into one position. And make the presentation interactive by inviting the audience to answer questions and give hands-on practice. That's all about tips and tricks to handle the problem in the workshop, and I hope all of you can understand about my explanation. And thank you for your attention. And as I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Stay healthy, stay fresh, and stay productive.